Hello, Fluffy. How are you? Very well, and you? I was able to connect because I had the birthday party is tomorrow, so I had the day wrong. Hey, Samara. So yeah, that's why I didn't cancel. I actually did it today, the usual Saturday. I got the date wrong. It's on Sunday, not today. Oh, okay. Let's live stream was so long, like 4 hours long. I cannot believe I guess in the past I did live streams of 4 hours, but this one it was impressive. how like I mean like I usually charge my phone till the fullest to use it for the live stream. And yeah, it was 4 hours o'clock, and it turned off. It had 1% battery left, and then it turned off completely. Yes, my phone died. Yes, but I was able to do most of them except one request that it was. He was in my list. Like I was so close to get him. Like if I had a few minutes, I would have been able to read for him and finish completely. But yeah. And you started. Yeah, I did start pretty early. Hey, Akira. Yes, a lot of readings. Like I don't know. Yeah, I guess there were like 12. Because if we count that there's some groups that had more than one member, it was a lot, like for maybe 14 people, and the readings were very, especially because of the oracle of the I Ching. There was so much to expand on when it comes to a relationship. So it wasn't a subject like to be like, okay, what's available, or in a general way, okay, what the cards say. No, it's more, it's a very deep message. So I have to open the interpretation, and like I actually felt very good doing it. I felt very good. Like I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. I didn't think like my energy was running out. No, actually I felt very much at peace. It's a great dynamic. I think that is great. But also the messages are profound, because you know that neither idols nor celebrities nor us, we don't have the magic tool to be like, okay, I'm going to be successful in relationships, or once I enter a stable relationship, I'm going to be happy forever. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Hey, Nuit. I once again tempted to buy another deck after seeing the I Ching Oracle. I swear, Fluffy, like, I don't use it very much for myself. I use it for the clients, but they are so on point. Like the other day, when was it? I believe that it was when we entered Taurus season. Was it the 20th or the 21st? I did pull a card, and I got a beautiful card, the card of receptivity. That's so like that's so important and is so key for relationships in general. But if you want to focus on love and relationships, to get that card of receptivity is so fitting, because sometimes we expect a lot from our partners, or we have like oh, I want this, or I want my relationship to be like this, or I want the other person to be like this. But do you know how to receive? That's important, to know how to receive. There's people that and I include myself in these people, that there are moments in your life where you are so used to being the giver, or the one that does for the relationship, that you don't know how to relax and just receive. It's not that you are not lucky in love, it's that you are not relaxing. Like, you hide behind all the expectations, and sometimes when you want, something good to happen in your love life, maybe you have to be ready to receive. And sometimes in relationships, is once you are in the place of, okay, I'm the one that I give, or I'm the one that takes care of things, to put that power on someone else, it's really a whole task. But yeah, I love it. What do I have for today? I'm going to continue with how do they behave in relationships. I'm going to continue that series next Wednesday. So I'm going to create a new community post, so you guys can leave your recommendations. I'm also going to let know the people on Discord. I'm going to also share, guys, on the tarot section, so you guys don't forget. And you can also, if you don't watch the community section, or you are not all the time on YouTube and you don't get the notifications, I'm going to put it also on Discord, so you don't forget. And yes, it's going to be next Wednesday. Today I have five readings. I have pendant to do for the boy Sonu 2024, because he is an Aries, and I didn't read for him on Aries season, and I don't know why I forgot, or maybe no one asked, I don't know. For Van Yedam, he's a Taurus, also a reading for 2023. For another Taurus, twice Chaeyoung for 2024. Sorry, did I say 2023? Well, 2024, this year. Then the dynamic between Jennie and 17 Woozi. And then I have someone asked me to pull cards for Stray Kids at the Met Gala. How did they feel through the experience? Let's see what the tarot has to say about that. How did they feel? Yeah, I did say 2023. Sorry. But yeah. Also, yesterday, guys, um, I was talking with a colleague. She made a TikTok about how to spot like fake tarot readers, and like she's really funny actually. And I was talking with her through messages, um, and she was like, "Do you notice that the people that cannot read cards, that also they don't know how to deliver bad news, quote unquote bad news. I don't see it like bad news, but I understand her point. She's also a Capricorn, so she's very like with her clients, she's very straightforward. But I agree with that, because I think that a reader that cannot tell you that there's challenges, or that there's something in the reading that appears to be challenging, or that you're going to be facing some issues, if a tarot reader cannot tell you that, then maybe you are not at the right tarot reader. Like that also is an aspect that that you have to take into consideration, because it's not about delivering bad news, but it's also to be true to the energies and to the will of life, because nothing is permanent. Nothing is all like, oh, roses and butterflies, and oh yeah, we will be happy. Like, no, guys. Sometimes there's challenges. Sometimes when you ask questions, maybe you will not like the answer, but you know, it's on our responsibility as readers to be able to tell you, I get a no here, or I see that this is not going to go so well, or it's going to take some time, or it's not going to happen the way you maybe are expecting it to happen. If you don't have that ability to be like, I don't see it, then maybe you have to work better on that part of as an interpreter, and also as a communicator, because you have to tell them. You have to tell them. You cannot be like wearing like a blind and be like, oh, everything is going to be okay. Yeah, it's so love and peace. It's like this card, like this, is not the same as this. And I noticed that there's people, I don't read reversals, but if they come up, I do read them. But sometimes I see certain readings and express, and I'm like, there's a lot of reversals in there. And they don't take them. They don't take them. So I'm like, really? That's the meaning of the card? That's what you're seeing? I'm like, So yeah, guys, that's also some, you know, some, and I was talking to her about, you know, my experience reading for K-pop. In her case, she mostly has like confrontations online. For example, she does TikTok lives, and she tells people things the way they are. For example, people that are constantly asking for their ex on the live streams, you know, that they come up and they are like, oh, I want to know if me and my ex are going to get back together. I want to know what my ex thinks of me. I want to know if my partner is cheating on me. I want to know if sometimes even they ask you about pregnancy. So yeah, I do notice that she has some very heavy discussions with these people. She definitely tells them like it is. She doesn't sugarcoat things. She's like, okay, go away. Get out of my live stream. I don't read for that. Like, if you have so many issues in the relationship, like, you should go see a psychiatrist instead of asking cards, you know, asking the tarot reading about that. Like, why don't you go and ask your partner? Like, I don't know. I think that people are also very morbid. They ask very weird questions to the tarot. And I think that that's something that I did notice for tarot readers in K-pop, and I said this about tarot readers and astrologers, and all these people that do different ways of not telling the fortune, but they have this ability to numerology, and sort of give you okay, yeah, accordingly to what I know about astrology or a tarot deck, this is what I see. And when you are dealing with certain toxic people, first of all, I believe that my condition to stay in the platform and to stay delivering the tarot readings is to have a very strong boundary about okay, I'm going to pull cards for events about certain groups, about certain people, about their birthdays, about their special moments, celebrations, collaborations, engagements, dating news. I'm going to read for that, of course. But what I'm not going to do is to satisfy your every need of asking very inappropriate questions about their intimate life. And when I say this, is shipping. Because the tarot doesn't distinguish between is this a real couple or is this just colleagues? So if someone is very certain about okay, I want to know about JK, I don't know, JK and I don't know, Blackpink Lisa. And yeah, the cards probably are going to spill something, but if you ask about JK and Lisa as a couple or as a potential couple or as a relationship, you are assuming things, and in your question you are assuming things. And this is on the person that asks, not on the tarot reader. Because then what it happens is that they get the reading, they get the answers, and while they are in this Delulu fantasy of oh, my bias is dating this other person, they celebrate the tarot reader or the astrologer or whoever told them what they saw in the moment. But when they don't get it right or when they don't get the interaction that they want, they are oh, you lied to me. And no. The person is not lying to you. They are telling you in the cards what they see, but the one that is making a mistake is you asking certain readings. It's there's a level of responsibility in the person that formulates the question. So this is why I believe it's important to review the question. Do you want a reading about this group? Do you want to know this? Why do you want to know? And how is this going to be beneficial for you to know? Or maybe you're worried, maybe you have certain doubts. I understand. But there are certain questions that, I as a responsible person, I'm I'm not going to pull cards for that. Because it's not based on reality. It's based on a rumor. I don't know what is it based about. But I'm not going to get my tarot deck in that. And I think that we were talking about this, about telling people no. It doesn't matter how many followers you can grab and be just so popular. Yeah, you're going to be popular, of course. A lot of people are going to be watching you. But then, once they get a reality check, they are going to come and find you. And they're going to be, oh, you told me in your tarot reading that my bias and this person were going to be happy forever after. And no, it's not the reader to blame. It's the person that asks the questions. There's always a responsibility before doing the reading. The client, this is why for my clients, I always am this is what you want to ask? Tell me a bit more about it. What do you really want to know? If this is a simple question like this, okay, I will pull cards. But check twice. This is really what you want to know? Nothing more, nothing less? Am I getting correct? This is the question that you want me to ask the tarot? Understand the power of words. I'm sick of people considering the ex. Hey, Parvati. And yeah, not read for people who right away come across as completely out of touch with reality or too toxic. Because they always come back and asking for more, guys. They have this very compulsive behavior. And it's not that they want the readings so they can be a better person. No, they want the readings because they want to support their level of delusion. And they think that we are playing. You know, they think that we are a joke. This is what I want to say. I think that is so disrespectful because I help people with the tarot, help people in real life that are going through major crises, a lot of personal crises. So if I use this deck to read for a client in real life that is really going through something challenging, do you think I'm going to use the same deck to ask for this guy and this girl or these people? Like, no, I will not contaminate my deck like this. No, no, no. But yeah, what we were talking about it, like, and she's like, you know, it's important to remind the people that recommend the questions that it's your responsibility. If some reader, me or other people in the platform, if they ever read something and you're not satisfied or you don't support it, or maybe you come back to the reading and are like, oh, you know, this that you said, it didn't come true. Well, it's on you. You ask the question. You ask the question. The tarot always delivers the answer, always. This is why the tarot doesn't discriminate. They don't know if you are asking for an actual bond or something that is made up in your mind. Hey, Yasodam. Do you use different decks for different types of questions? No. No. I swift them. I change them. I change them. I change the deck. It depends on the person that is asking. But usually I always go safe for a rider-white system. Because I feel like I can expand more. And I add oracles at the end. But I think that for me it's very important to not use the decks that are too complex to observe. You know, for example, I love DOS, the DOS system. But somehow, because of the astrological signs and all the symbols that is hidden in the card, I'm like, no, you know, I'm reading for something like that is serious, that probably I need an answer in the moment, like I need to be very objective, so I don't want any visual distractions, even though I love those decks and they are my favorite. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm going to go with a regular Rider-Waite, and they tell me everything I need to know. But yeah, thank God, because of that I had been reading for you guys, for our biases, for different artists. I was able to use different decks and be like, okay, I'm going to bring this one today. And maybe in the past I didn't have the chance; they would be locked away. Like. I always wonder why some readers see a very close bond between two people, while other readers see nothing, complete strangers, even if the readers are done around the same time. So interesting. Yeah, but I think that probably has to do with the style of reading, you know, maybe because we have so different, like the cards are the same, the system is the same, but probably it depends on the person's style, you know. This is why I was mentioning, like, is like, for example, I don't like, here in Argentina usually there had always been in the past, this is why some people fear tarot readings, because in the past there used to be these women that would read cards, and their messages were totally awful. Like, I remember like going with my mom once when I was very little, and the woman was so negative. Like, even her aura was so dark. But why she would say that? For example, in the case of spells or in the case of a curse, she would be like, "Oh, you have something done. You have something evil. Like, someone is very envious of you." The usual type, you know, the usual. So what they would do with that is that they would like they would offer you a cleansing or a sort of like a spell to get rid of bad energies or envies or some spell done, I don't know. But people of my mom's age or even younger, they used to believe in these ladies, and I also met a guy once that he was a tarot reader, so it's not just women. But some of them have this discourse in the past, especially. Now people don't do it anymore. But I think that we changed, you know, because here in Argentina, I noticed that there's two systems. There's the predictions, the tarot reader that reads in the way of a prediction, and then there's another one that they say that they don't read predictions. They sort of read energies, or like I always mention, like what's available. So they say that their style of reading is evolutionary. I don't know how it's called in English, but it's like an evolved tarot reading. It's a kind of tarot reading that is going to help you evolve with the message. And this kind of readings, the good thing that it has is that it gets the client involved. It's like whatever card I pull, it's not that I'm going to tell you your future. It's more like I'm going to tell you, look, I'm seeing this here, and it's up to you if you want to work on this, if you do not want to see it, like, you know, but the message goes towards evolution. It goes towards a positive message. So even though if I can see something challenging, I'm going to be like, you know, if you do this, you are going to be better, or there's this possibility. It's like a reading of possibilities where everything is possible. Just like the good things and the bad things, everything is always changing. Which is more positive than the predictions. The predictions were so scary and people were so scared because it was like, okay, you're going to have an accident, something is going to happen to you, your house is going to get on fire, you're going to, like, it was horrific. And you would always have like a hidden enemy or something like that. Usually from your own family. And that you know that those sort of readings sort of would create chaos in families between, I don't know, a mother-in-law and their daughter-in-law, between sisters, between brothers, you know, because, oh, the tarot reader told me that there's someone in my family that put a curse on me. So, you know, this is why I think that, yeah, we shouldn't, like, yeah, let's not do that anymore, because actually there's no card in here that indicate that you are going to get hit by a car. But I don't know, they used to say that they have, they were psychics, or I don't know, but yeah. And people, especially people from the countryside, they used to rely a lot on the tarot reader. But people also would get scared because they would be like, oh no, I'm not going to get my cards read because this one is going to tell me that, I don't know, like my worst fears or something bad is going to happen to me. I don't know, I don't want this. But I think that I think that none of the streams are good. I think that we went through, you know, for the predictory, no. And we moved to this evolutionary, I don't know, this evolutional tarot reading or self-aware tarot reading, that I think that it sounds more like a coaching lesson more than a tarot reading. You know, it's almost like, oh, you have to be like this so you can achieve this. And it's like, you know, I just want to know if I'm going to, like, I want a yes or no about this project that I'm going to have. So I'm not a fan of neither. Like, I think that you can do both. Like, being a tarot reader sometimes is to be brave enough to be like, okay, this is what I see in the cards. I'm not like predicting your future. It's not that I'm saying like, oh, this is going to happen on Wednesday on the afternoon, and like, no. But this is available. I see someone here, or I see I see a situation here. I see it, and I have to tell you this. But if I disguise it with a very like positive kind of outcome of, if you manifest this, you're going to be okay. Like, you know, like, I don't know. I think that you as a tarot reader, you have to take the risk. You have to take the risk to tell and express what you see. And this is sometimes is why people sometimes they don't take the courage or the initiative to read for others, because they are afraid. They are like, oh, but what if I got it wrong? What if I didn't see this? And it's like, you will never know if you don't launch yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be that tragic. Keep the reading simple, but follow your intuition. If you don't have intuition, if your intuition is not trained, if you cannot see what's going on energetically, the cards talk to you, and if you cannot see it, if you are missing it because you want to sort of deliver the good message, then you are lying. And it's possible that someone is going to be like, you know, that you said didn't come true. So, you know, we also live off feedback. You know, we can make a mistake and be like, oh, you know, maybe I got it wrong. Like, okay, like that can happen as well. Oh wait, I cannot. Sorry, I thought you said for more serious questions you wouldn't use the same deck you use for compatibility reading. No, I changed them. But yeah, probably I bring the ones that I usually don't use, I bring them here, or if I don't have, or if I have them at hand, I use them sometimes for people that request it. But I'm always changing. But yeah, there are moments, I don't know why, but I think that it's very instinctive. I don't know how to explain it, but this is why I'm like, you buy so many decks, but at the end, you always go back to the one. And for me, the one is like, is the Rider White, is this one. Remember that I told you that I had another ones that are so beautiful that they are glossy, and I cannot shuffle with them. I cannot shuffle. And sometimes, and that's also part of the, like, of the experience, because I have the deck over there, but since I know it's not comfortable for my hands, I'm like, yeah, I love it, but I'm not going to use it. And that's how you often go for the same one. I hate predictions unless they are positive, but seriously, predictions creep me out. I much prefer what's available to readings, hopefully offer a solution. Yes, especially since predictions tend to be wrong a lot, so it just makes you scared for no reason. Yeah. Like this new age spiritualist law. Yeah, I know, Samara, me too. Like, when I was young, I remember I used to read books like that, and I was like, oh yeah, it kind of makes sense. But then I understood that, you know, we have to have a great balance. You know, we have to have the great balance between having, sometimes reading these positive affirmations and just reading positive things is good, is good. But also, in my case, I think that it always happens to me because I listen to many people's stories, like life stories, life lessons, life challenges. That is, I always stay realistic. Even if I didn't go through it myself, I accompanied my clients through a lot of sessions of dealing with a lot of sadness, a lot of challenges. We cry so much. And sometimes you just have to stay in the pain. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, yes, but it's part of life as well. So this is why I think that we should be strong. We should be strong because we are not living in a bubble. There's people suffering. So yes, we will enjoy of the things that we enjoy. We're going to enjoy them, of course. No one can take that away from us because we need pleasure. We need to enjoy. But we also have to stay grounded. There's a lot of injustices in the world. A lot of people suffering. And we cannot be like, oh no, everything is going to be okay. If you manifest it, you're going to be abundant and you're going to have the house of your dreams. It's not that simple. Of course, that to have the mindset and to order yourself and maybe your finances, or being like, okay, I have this goal. I want to save money. I want to go travel somewhere. Like, if you stay in line and if you are so diligent with your willpower and you're like, okay, I'm going to save money, or I'm going to try to spend more time with my family because I haven't seen them in a while and I want to fix a relationship, always effort is going to take you far. But daydreaming is not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's a way to keep your spirits positive, but consistently insufficient. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, negativity, guys. I know it because I sit with different clients, and it's like one goes, and I stay with the feeling that of the sadness that maybe we discussed very heavy subjects, so I stay with that. So the way that I can break sort of the empathy and go back to myself is sometimes to do something routinary, like watch a K-pop video, or just watch some content of my favorite group, or my favorite movies, or just listen to my favorite songs, because I need to go back to me. Because if we stay in misery too long, then we get used to this. We get used to this, oh, there's always bad news. Oh, there's always drama coming. Oh, there's always something going on. And yeah, we can have, seasons where you see that everything is not that positive. But at the end of the day, there has to be something that you can do to break the cycle. Just break it. Like, give yourself the happiness. Don't wait for it to come from outside. Even if that happiness means like you buying, your own meal, you're ordering something online. I know it's material, but we are in Tauro season, so Tauro sometimes is about the possessions and enjoying it and being like, yeah, I bought something nice for myself. And yeah, it's instantaneous gratification. Yeah, it is. But it's helping me connect with the now. Because I don't know, maybe you had a long day at work with very nasty people, just being very rude to you. I learned to do that, guys, because I had been working with people, like voices of people in my head, like all the time, or request. Like, do I need this? Can I get this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can you tell me this? Can you? So it's always like asking of me. You know, always asking. So I need to protect myself and be like, okay, now is a me moment. And I'm sure that people that have children, mothers and fathers, probably is the same. You know, when you have children don't know, they just ask. So sometimes you need to be like, okay, only half an hour, but I need to do something for me. Is it that bad as well in your country? Because here everyone manifests, even the people who are afraid of tarot and other stuff is more of a trend than anything. Oh, I remember Akira, since you are from Mexico, right? I remember, I don't know, I watched a content creator on YouTube. And they were talking about this. There was this trend that, I don't know if you guys remember. It was also magical thinking, but it involved idols. And I don't know if it was like the teenagers. This, I believe this was done by very young fans. But I know the girls that were explaining how it worked. They even had like subliminary sounds on YouTube to manifest their idols, their bias, and these were like Mexican fans. I don't know which group, but they were explaining how it worked, and I remember that I don't know how they call it, but it was manifesting your idol. It's like they would have these sounds, they would listen to this. Yeah, and they would manifest in the rooms. They would hear the subliminal sounds. They would visualize. Like the scene where they would think about, you know, attracting their idol, and then they would like actually. I believe that they were like, oh, you have to do it every day, so it works. They would also encourage each other to keep doing it. And there was one of them that says, oh, I manifested my bias, Kim Taeyeon, BTS Kim Taeyeon. And she was like, I saw him. He was standing in a corner of my room. I was so scared, guys. When I heard that, I was like, what are these people doing? You're not manifesting Kim Taeyeon. You're manifesting something else. Please, get out of there. Like, Yeah, like subliminal sounds, they had it. I don't know how they would call it, but it was like, I don't know if they had it for Harry Potter as well. It was like a different reality, like a reality where it's like when you travel, like how do you call it in English? Like out of the body experience, something like this, where you travel. Yeah, but I swear that I don't know, I have to find the documentary. I believe it was in Spanish. It was sort of reviewed by a Spanish K-pop content creator. And they were sort of mocking the girls, but you know, and there were some girls that even trying this for so many months, they would have pregnancy symptoms. How do you call it, Yashoda, when you have like that pregnancy? Like, I know the dogs have it, like when you believe that you're pregnant, but actually you don't. You're not pregnant. We're lying the groundwork to get into the music. I swear, guys, it was so crazy. It was so, but I can sort of see them do this, Yeah, yeah. I don't know why, and I believe we talked about this. I believe that there's some very, some fans that they could do these crazy things, like, it can be putting a spell on your idol, or this is why I think, and this I believe from safety reasons, I believe it's okay if they, when people ask them for what time were you born? Or your name, and I think that maybe, just like sometimes they make up their stage name, I wouldn't be surprised if they also made up their birthdays, or not birthdays, but when they just give their birth time. Of course, that the people that are interested probably are astrologers, but I think that just in case, I think that they just throw random hours. I think that they throw random hours just in case. They're like, oh yeah, I was born at 10 p.m. Pseudo pregnancy. When the pandemic started, they did literally spells to manifest idols, and they couldn't get rid of whatever they manifest, and were hunting them every day. Yes, overall teens or children. Yes, I read about that, Akira, and I'm not saying that it happened in Mexico. No, it happened in Latin America. I saw it in. The content creator was a Latin American person, and he was like storytelling, and he also had like. He visited forums. These people had groups where they would like coach each other on how to initiate in this, and the stories that he got, and he also got testimonies. So it was huge. They really and then some of them, yeah, they said that they were haunted. Then their parents had to call an exorcist or something, because what they were calling wasn't an idol. Masita. Yes, Akira. That one. Exactly. I was like, when was, I know it had a weird name. Yeah, Masita. It was Masita. They will call it Masita because they deep down know it wasn't their idols, but something else taking their form. Like my team in Masita. Hell, that's why teams with K-pop backups scare me on the streets. Yeah, definitely, Nina. I hope they do. Masita. Yeah, no. Yeah. And also there was, I believe there was a therapist that she's holistic therapy. I don't know. She was talking about energies, and she was like, "Don't you ever give people your time of birth?" And she was telling their audience that. And I don't know what she meant by that, but I guess it was something serious. Like she wasn't talking about astrology, but maybe people are just like, no, too much information. How do you call it? Holy Spirit or whatever, Masita? Yeah, it sounded so cute. I guess, what is it, ¿qué es masita en español para ti, Akira? For me, masita is like a tiny bread, but is like the bread that is not cooked. Is when you are is something mushy, like it's moldable. You mold it into something. That's a masita. It's like it's something that you mold. That's masita. It's like when you play with clay, yeah, or dough, and you play and you give it shape, something like this. But when, like children call it masita because it's like it's something cute. Yeah, no. The honesty of all, I don't remember high energy, but I remember when I read for SM, I told you guys, SM has like, they need to cleanse that space spiritually. I'm not that an expert on energies, but every time I read for SM, I get this, yeah, modeling clay, exactly. But it was huge, guys. It was trending during the pandemic. That's when the power of manifestation goes wrong. It's just that, yeah, anything, maybe we start with the power of manifestation or manifestation tips. And for if you think from a perspective of a teenager, someone that is very young and inexperienced, of course, I remember that this I had to stop. One of my niece, I was visiting her mom and she had a friend over. And they were talking, I don't know if they were dating these people, if they were like from the same classroom. And they were talking about spells. And well, I'm a tarot reader, so they asked me if I believe, and I'm like, no, I don't believe in those things, and I just don't do this. I don't like candles nor anything except for decoration, but I don't call anything. I only like I pray the way we Catholic people pray, and I cleanse. That's on me, but I center everything on me, like. But they were, I don't know what they were talking about. And this girl, like her friends, they were like 13 by then, 13-year-old. And she already gave me a bad vibe. Like the girl was young, but she was too dark. You know when you see someone that has, and it's not a teenager being a teenager and being emo. It was deeper. Like the girl had issues. And she had she had a backpack, and from there she started taking out. They went through a sort of holistic store and they bought a lot of candles, and they were going to perform a ritual that they saw on TikTok. And I was telling them, like, of course they didn't do it in front of me. But they were like, oh, we have these candles, and we have these, I don't know, these resins to like Palo Santo and these other incense sticks. And I was like, And then they went upstairs. I don't know if they did it or not, but a couple weeks later, my cousin calls me, and she's like, like that my niece has been having trouble sleeping. She had been having nightmares, and she wanted me to go to see, if I can comfort her or just tell her something. Because she was afraid. Okay, I went and I was like, okay, tell me the truth. What did you do? And she said, no, but because we had the call, and we did it here in my room, and I don't know, I just feel weird, like I don't know what we summoned. Like, she was so afraid. She was mostly like, I think that she was like she was feeling susceptible because I think that she was feeling guilty that they did it. They did it like this. When we told them not to do it, that's something happening, so yeah. Then we said a prayer, like, I brought my own, my own things that I sage with. I also have a singing bowl, so I bought it. I bought it and I play it on her and on her room, and then she was okay. But yeah, teenagers with information and time. No, she wasn't counted. She was afraid of the consequences. The other girl had a crush on this guy, and she was upset because he wouldn't talk to her, and instead of, being like, okay, he's not that into you, they decided to put a spell on the poor guy. And the poor guy is like being a guy, he just is not into, and this is something that probably when you are a teenager is really, like, everything is extreme, if someone is not into you, or if you feel rejected, or if you feel like hurt and abandoned, like everything is like, yeah, stop casting love spells. And that's one thing that I told her. I don't know why I told her this, but I said it because I was also upset, because I was like, I told you so. I told you, like, I didn't like the girl, like her friend, but I was like, you allowed this to happen, so it's on you. Not so much on the other girl. The other girl can do whatever, but you. And I told her, I was like, that if you do love spell, I think I made it up, but I was like, if you do a love spell, it's going to bring you bad luck in your own love life in the future. So don't do love spells, because it's going to block your path in love. She was like, oh, okay, I will not do it anymore. So she doesn't believe in this. She's like, I'm not even going to light a candle. Yeah, because, no. Yeah, I also did watch The Craft, the movie. I was also a fan of these, like, the witches, like this movie, The Craft. I was a huge fan of them, but I would never do that in my room. My Catholic mom would kill me. After listening to you Spanish, you scolding must be scary. Yeah, my voice is much deeper. Yeah. And also, guys, I smile with you here because I know you and because we have a community, but I'm actually very serious. I'm very serious. Like, I only smile when I feel comfortable with someone, and that's it. Hey, Saintful. And also, I think that's so, because that's a very toxic behavior, guys, because it gives them the wrong message. That it means that they have this perception that, oh, every time something doesn't go my way, I'm going to do a spell on it. No, that's not what life is about. That's not, and there's a lot of women my age and maybe like even older that they have this sort of fairy tale like mentality of, I understand that we want to feel special, and there's like, you have to have faith. Definitely you have to have faith. But sometimes, especially in connections, when someone is not interested in you, they are not interested in you. And that's it. And I think that, yeah, it can hurt your pride a bit, but it's worse to be insisting on someone that is not paying attention. Like, for me, if someone doesn't pay attention to me, I'm like, I don't want anything to do with that person. Like, I don't want that person to be like, oh, tomorrow I'm going to pay attention to you. No, if you never saw me before, if you never appreciated me before, like I'm not going to. No, 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 no. Sometimes we have to take what people give us. You know, if the people doesn't give you the attention, like great, you go your way, I will go mine. Like let's not. I wish it was easy to, you know, light up a candle and just like, you know, say a few words and done. Like this, you know, you got your wish granted. No, reality doesn't work like that. But I do believe in karma. That magic part, I do believe it. I believe that we should be very careful about what we ask for. Especially when we ask for people. Like, don't ask for people. You don't know them. And sometimes even if you do know them, maybe you don't know everything about them. So, you know. I find it more interesting to be with someone who loves you for who you are, or with a true and unique love, because it's so sad for the persons being cursed. They don't even realize it. I went to a reading here in the city, and we agreed people in the north, where I was from, are kind of crazy because of everything they're capable of doing. Everything that happens there, especially since. It kind of isolated. Seriously, I was. Oh, but I just love Mexico's. I love Mexico. Spiritual side. I just love it. I just love it. Do you know they have like this huge mall. They have this huge mall. It's not a mall. It's like a. Is it like a shopping center? No, it's not a shopping center because it's on the outside of the cities. But here we call it Mercado. They have like this huge building that is all for spiritual things. Mercado is... is it de Sonora? Yeah, it's a place where you can buy anything spiritual. There's candles, there's a lot of like different herbs, different kinds of incense sticks. Like I wish I could go there at some point in my life. I have and what I want that actually I cannot get delivered to my country because actually the Mexican postmail, they consider that like it's going to burn. I want copal, Mexican copal. I had a friend that she went to Mexico and she got it, and ever since I smell it, I don't want the other copal. Like we have Peruvian copal here, and I don't like it. I want the Mexican copal. My Larissa, my Mexican friend, she tried to send it to me, to my country. She tried to send it through the mail, and they didn't allow her. And also because I love the veladoras. They have this that they call veladoras, that they are like these candles inside these glass things and containers. And we don't have that here. We just have the plain candles, like, and I want the ones inside the glass. And they don't, like, and she was very kind. She was like, okay, I'm going to send it to you, because her mom, she went on a trip, I don't know what part of Mexico she went, and she got me the copal. She got me a huge rock of copal. And she was like, okay, I'm going to send it to you, Vanessa, I'm going to send it to you. And then she went to the postman, and they were like, no, we cannot send this. This is forbidden, because it has the potential to set on fire. So I'm so upset, guys. I'm so... This, yeah, I know Sonora is a state. The city has mercados. Okay. No, yeah, no, Akira. You know that we have we have the kind of candles, but we do not have them inside that jar, inside that glass. They don't do them like that here. And I want that. Like, I want that style. Like the ones that usually they come with a sort of glass container is the aromatic ones, the ones that are for the spa, you know, that they smell very, like it's all for smell. No, I want the ones that are this tall. Usually we have, we call it here, we call it belon. We have it, but it just has like a very thin plastic around it, but it doesn't have the glass, and I want the glass. I want the glass with the saints on it. Like, I really, I was like, I was so happy when she said she was going to send it to me. Then she said she was going to try again to see if she can go to another post office and see if they would allow her. But I'm so, like, I was so sad because I really wanted to get it. Once it's over, you have a glass to drink. And it's so tall. Oh, but the Mexican copal. Oh, it's delicious. That smell. Oh, my. That smell, it really, like, that's the smell of cleansing. That's the real smell of it. It really cleanses all the energies in the room. It is so, it penetrates your senses. It's like, it's so powerful, so powerful. In the city, there's many mercados like that, usually in dangerous places. And it's funny because Mexico is still very conservative and close, but there's also a lot of people do it, funny duality. Yeah, it's just, Akira, like here, same. We are also full of contradictions. Same. We are all Catholics, but we do go to shamans, and we do I know it from experience because I had been with my mom to these places, these random places very far away. And yes, it's like we are Catholic, but you know, we also believe in the supernatural, I guess, or the esoteric side. That's why I also notice, and not just my family, everyone has really weird stories. Just like, you know, if we think about it as society, maybe we're like, yeah, maybe we believe in shamans, we believe in witches, I don't know. But if you notice, in South Korea or in Japan, even in the US, there's a lot of cults. So, you know, it's like what we do is not very different. You know, even like they don't have like the shamanistic side that we have, but they believe in cults. Like there's cults everywhere in there. I believe there's more cults than churches. And even a church can be a cult as well. So you know, it's like the duality of the societies. I love Mexico. One day I'm going to go and visit. And I don't care if it's dangerous, Fluffy, not Fluffy, Akira. I'm from Argentina. I understand dangerous. I know dangerous places when I see them. So I understand what you mean. There's different parts of the zone, you know, like, yeah. This is why I know, you know, I know. Well, I'm brown. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I know it. Okay, guys, I'm going to start with the readings. I'm going to start with the readings for today. Okay, I'm going to start with a reading for the boy Sonu. Yeah. Okay, for the boy Sonu. Actually, I know certain phrases in of Mexico. My friend Larissa, she told me this phrase that is so funny, that is se me fueron las cabras al monte. That is that the that the sheep are running away to the field. That's when you, que es cuando pierdes un pensamiento o te olvidas de lo que quieres decir. Y ella dice, se me fueron las cabras al monte. That's my favorite Mexican saying so far. That one. Cría cuervos y te sacarán los ojos. That we say also. That's a saying that we also use. Yes. Okay, for Sonu, the Strength card, Temperance, says the Six of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm on a Spanish mode and I have to switch. Sorry, guys. Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, I was talking with Akira and I got distracted. Knight of Cups, and then from the other deck he got the card of the Emperor. Take up space. It's very fitting for Sonu. Very fitting about take up space. And also the Emperor is such an Aries card. It's such an Aries card that I love it. Beautiful reading for Sonu. I think that definitely this year is a year of a lot of maturity for Sonu, because we start with the strengths and also the temperance. So there's something about him learning to literally be stronger, to resist his maybe his tendency to overreact, or his tendency to maybe get upset, and he doesn't have many patience. So there's something here like, okay, I'm learning to be less like this. I'm learning to have more patience, to, to not get all nervous. I think that he's maturing, definitely. And also, I don't know why, maybe in the past, because of him being impatient or having a strong temper, like not knowing when to wait, or I think that probably this also caused a lot of stress on him, or maybe his body. With the temperance, I don't know why you get that. I don't know if Sonu at some point, if he had an injury or if he had some health issue, but I think that I don't see a health issue, but I think that it seems like he has so many insights, so many energy inside of him, or maybe he had a strong temper and nervousness that it can give him headaches, or just feeling not so well, affecting his body somehow. But the strength and the temperance is like he finally is mastering this. It's like, I don't know if it's like learning to slow down, learning to breathe, learning to calm himself down, not be so anxious, not be so reactive, not get so, because I feel like he has something that it has to do with, I don't know if it's his blood pressure or something like this, that he gets agitated, because like I don't think it's an anxiety, but it's like his body is like it's boiling. It seems like he could have fever or just strong headaches, but he's mastering this. He's taking control and he's finding a way to feel better, and also to balance things. That you don't have to go to the extremes. You can breathe and slow down, and you're going to be okay. Also, the Six of Pentacles also talks about fairness. And literally, I think that it has to do with the energy, the efforts, and even the efforts that he puts with his body. Because for me, Pentacles also represent the body. So I think that in this year, 2024, is like you are going to have work, you are going to be busy, but learn to not just regulate your temper, also administrate your time and your efforts. I know that he's very young, but there's something about him probably in the past being very impulsive. And the Six of Pentacles is like, you are going to have a lot of things to do. And these things, they're going to be demanding, but they're also going to be projects that either they're just starting or there's a slowness in the process. It's not like him going on the stage or going to learn a choreography or just being on the move like this. Probably it has to do with him having to sit down and paying attention. So there's something about, this year probably is all about a slowness, and give the right amount of energy. Do not give too much. Like, actually take care of your energy. This year it is like asking him not just to slow down, but I think that they are like, breathe. You are going to be okay. You are going to be okay. You're going to have your individual activities. You're going to have your activities with the group. There's no need to rush. I don't know why I think that he has the energy of the fireman. When he feels inside like he has to always be ready to go and save someone or save the day or just go running towards something, like being prepared. So in this energy, it feels like he will have to administrate his time, his efforts, his work, slowly, and being fair. For each different activities, the same amount of energy. Nothing more, nothing less. There's no need to go to the extremes. There's no need to do extra efforts. Like probably in prior years, he felt like he had to be always ready, or he felt like this urgency, he felt this urge, or even like this restlessness of like, okay, like I will not go to sleep just in case someone calls me because I have to cover something, or I have to cover for something, or I have to cover for someone. So there's this hero, like, I get fireman sort of role, like these people that are sleeping with one eye open, and they are like, okay, I'm not resting. I'm not really fully asleep because I don't know. Maybe someone will call me and I have to get outdoor and I have to be ready and it has to be now. And this year is all about like probably his roles or his job is going to be very routinary. Is going to have a very slow pace, but he's going to be very well retributed. Like he probably is going to get paid, or he's going to be handed more opportunities. It's like, okay, you do this work with us, we will give you this. So it's going to be very, very, it's going to be simple, but at the same time, it's going to give him the taste of what it feels like to have a role in the industry that is not about him flying in the air, literally. It's not about, you know, doing acrobacies or dancing or just like being always like active. It's more like being consistent, showing up, you know, maybe fulfilling his own schedule, having a schedule and having to be consistent and showing up. And yeah, it's once a week and they have already everything organized. It seems very simple. And I don't see like, oh, it's success. Probably something small. Probably he has to also learn to get along with other kinds of people that maybe they also are a bit much more simple in nature. So he has to adapt to these people. You know, it's not his group, his bandmates only. It's these people that probably are older or younger than him. Maybe they talk about something that also it demands of him being, you know, present, but you know, it's like there's no need for you to be relax, enjoy, be present. You are doing whatever he does, or the role that he plays is going to be very well received. So you know, but it seems like it's very slow and different from what he had been doing as an idol. And he has the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So I think that there could be a collaboration also coming for Sonu with two other people and him probably being free, a free people's group, or maybe, I don't know, a subunit or a collaboration. I don't know, but it seems like it's him and two others, and they also are going to invite him, maybe more like at the end of the year, like let's do this. We want you to join us. Maybe it's like a collaboration with other rappers. It could be, but they definitely also are very are people that matches his energy in this sense, you know, that and they care for him. They really like him. So probably there's like a friendship, or they are all of the same age. So it's like, let's go. There's and I like the way if this is a concept, I like it. Yeah. Yeah, Five of Swords. Like, I wonder who they're going to this in this. If this is like a song, it sounds aggressive. Like, who are they going to this? And yeah, for the advice he got, the Emperor, that it says take up space. So I think that this card of the Emperor definitely shows that this is a year of protagonism. Probably for Sonu, it has a lot to do with him doing things on his own, and not just him and the other members, or him and a group of other members and doing only the voice content. Is more about him being the Emperor, him being a very special guest in someone's show, or just being associated, and it's like, you know, this is your moment to show what you got individually. Your personality, your humor, your presence, like show them, like feel like an emperor. Be ready to take up space. Don't be shy. If you want to be a bit greedy, and if you want to be like splendid and just like, you know, take up space. He has the energy of the emperor. He has the leader energy. He has this magnetism. So, but you know, he can command from a place of like, you know, being sitting down in his throne, like the emperor. Be sit down in your throne and connect with people. Like I said at the beginning, there's no need for him to do extra things to be seen or to be recognized. He can sit, he can breathe, he can relax. There's no need for you to do extra. No, don't be extra. Just be yourself and show your authority. not about doing those kingdom stuff. Hey, Yedam. Poor guy, he must be traumatized. Must be. It's just that I think that he's an Aries, but it seems like he's a guy that probably he worries a lot about the group. Or he had been, like, you know, when you pile up a lot of stress, or you are under a lot of stress, maybe the past 2 years, it hasn't been easy for him, maybe neither for the other members, you know, but it seems like, you know, like his body is like telling him, like, this year you can slow down and you can take up a role that is not that demanding physically or energetically. Like, you can enjoy yourself, like, just, you know, you're going to be welcome. If he's going to work with others, he's going to be very well received. Okay, I'm going to read for Yedam, the former member of Treasure, I believe. Who broke his heart? There's a woman here. There's a woman, and I'm like, oh, who broke his heart? For Yedam, we have Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Cups, Nine of Wands, the Chariot. And from the other deck, he got the card of the Two of Swords, Indecision. Is he a Libra? Does he have a Libra moon or something? I sense Libra. I feel Libra. Yeah, there's like, who hurt him? Who hurt him? No, but actually it does. Look, if we see it like this, it makes sense. Look. Because he started with the Three of Swords. So definitely the beginning of this year, like if he released some kind of music or some kind of project, probably that project is, it has to do with heartbreak, or maybe what he wrote about or what he created. I don't know if he creates his own songs, but if he creates them, maybe the theme or the sentiment of the songs and what he creates, it talks about heartache, or it talks about you feeling sad, you feeling alone, you're feeling heartbroken. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it's that sentiment, you know, that sentiment of like, I want to tell my story about, you know, heartache. And I see someone in here. I see like a woman, but this woman comes with this. So I think that it's like a collaboration. I think that definitely is like a collaboration. It's like, let's collaborate to talk about heartache together. But it's not that this person created this. It's more like, okay, I express this with this person. I created this song with this person, and then we celebrated or we cheered because we had a great result, or I just love the experience. I love how we did it together. Definitely this woman is important because it's like, okay, I don't know, maybe he wanted to talk about a breakup or something like this, that it has to do with some failures in a connection, and he had to bring a representation of the counterpart of the, you know, a woman, like okay, like it's me and this person. And I think that they did it amazing because there's celebration at the end. So I think that for him, this year is about celebrations. But he starts with this. So definitely what it shows for Yedam is that he still is dealing with this. And I think that it's not about relationships, but I think that he's trying his best to collaborate with people. This is what I'm like, I probably, everything that he does this year, it has to do with the help of others, or it has to do with him introducing other people into what he does. I don't see him doing something alone. I think that probably there's something about him not having the courage yet to do things on his own. This is why I was like, does he have a Libra placement? Because I sense that he's like, on my own, I feel like I cannot finish my things or my projects, and I feel like there's something missing. But every time I collaborate with others or I work with others, that's where I feel safe. And I feel the joy of creation, because I feel the help of the group or the help of a group of people. I think that probably has to do with him. Maybe for so long he had been part of a group. So, being all of a sudden on your own, as a solo artist or maybe him individual, it feels like this. It feels like a heartache. It feels like it's not that glamorous, guys. It feels very lonely, very isolating. And it feels like he is under the rain, he's like, okay, how do I do? And there comes this person and helps him, and he's like, okay, what do you got? Let's do this. Let's work together. But yeah, I think that everything that he is going to create this year is going to be with people that he likes or that he admires. There's a lot of group thing. He's a Taurus Pisces moon. He has no Libra placements, but we know his chart, but he has Gemini, Venus, and Mars. Maybe the Pisces moon. Taurus are so mutable. Yeah. No, because I said it because these two of Swords reminded me. Indecision reminded me. But indecision, it could also be Pisces. So, yeah, I get this, like, he's very happy, but definitely he started feeling very sad for himself. Like, very, like, okay, very lonely. You know when you're like, okay, I accepted, I took this role. So, yeah, this is me, this is what I'm going to create on my own. But we cannot deny that the whole process, the beginning, is so lonely. It feels like cold. It feels like you're on your own. So there's something about him probably not being ready to launch himself solo. Like even though he is, but it's like, okay, I want to do it, but I want to ask my friends if they can join me. If, I don't know, if I have to record an MV or if I have to record a song, I'm going to call someone and I'm going to ask them if they can collaborate with me. And definitely I see a lot of people. This is why I was saying this, because, he's still, even though he has the friends, he has the connections, he probably knows people from the industry that want to collaborate with him or are going to invite him to different interviews, or I see him celebrating and talking with a lot of people. But I think that this is what I see at the end. With the Nine of Wands and the Chariot is like, maybe in his need to be surrounded by others, he could face certain challenges. I think that he is still a bit fearful, or I think that he's still on the defense about something. Like, I don't know what happened to this guy, but I think that he feels very, was he criticized a lot in the past? Because I think that there could be something in these connections. Like, I could sort of see him associating with people, first because he doesn't want to be alone, and he needs the help of others. He's like, okay, I need this. But at the same time, he's also it seems like he went through a lot, or he's going to go through a lot because of these connections as well. So I don't know if maybe, he can, that nowadays, like, there's a lot of idols that they do these, drinking programs where they invite other idols or they invite other artists and they talk and they drink and they eat and they talk and promote their music, and it's all very fun. I say it because of the cups. So I'm like, maybe there's drinking involved, but there's this very like a very friendly mood. But then I could sort of see him maybe getting a bit of backlash, or I don't know. I don't see the internet here, but I think that he can be affected by something. Maybe not because of something that happens to him, maybe criticism because of other things. I don't see him opening his mouth and saying something. But you know when you're guilty for association? Because you are associated with these people, you're associated, people are like, oh, you're guilty too. Something like this. Because I see him like, oh, like this is costing me, this is a lot. Like, this was supposed to be a friends gathering, and now I have to cover myself. Now, like I was, I'm having to face certain struggles that I didn't have initially. Like actually, I started very well. So yeah, let's see if those friends are friends. The only one that I see that is very stable and that is shining very well is this woman. This woman definitely is a great influence for him, definitely, because she's so talented. But the other ones, and also if there's some drinking involved, I would advise him not to show up to those kinds of, because, then the netizens are like, they said this, he said this, and they cancel everyone. But nevertheless, we have the chariot. So with all the hardships or maybe, some kind of problems in the way, he's going to keep advancing. He's going to keep advancing. His goal of the year is to sort of keep advancing. He is a very hardworking guy. I think that he's trying to find his place in the industry. He's putting all his effort to. I think he wants to create connections. I think that he definitely is. This is not about him doubting his talents. He has it. But I think that probably, I don't know if he wants to be promoted more, or he wants to be seen more, or he wants to be, invited to different places where it's not just about him and only him. He's like, I want other audiences to also get to know me. So it's okay, but I think that, it can be a very ups and downs in the process. And also with the Two of Swords, it says indecision. So it also has to do that probably this year is not going to be a year of a lot of stability. Like he's not going to see yet his work or his project well established. And I think that also for him is a moment of indecision. It's a moment where he also feels the pressure. He feels the pressure to deliver everything perfectly because he is a perfectionist. But I see him a bit lost. Maybe he's going to get a few surprises, maybe, getting judged by something that you are like, really? That? And him feeling like, okay, I'm advancing, but then I'm moving back. Like, what is going on? And also probably like, he still is trying to find his place. But at least he's starting. At least he started this year. He made the decisions. He's moving forward. So yeah, it could be, certain like moments where he's like, I think that he doubts himself a lot. Like, am I doing this correctly? And like the guy is a good guy. His intentions are good. It's just that he could go through moments where he's like, am I doing this right? Because it seems like he does something right, and then he takes 2 steps back. Like, Banam, his old fandom is very angry with him because of the way he left. Mashiach has loved more even after he leaves. And it's a shame for him, but I think he has a bad false friends. He was in a scandal recently. Yeah, I see him sort of like because of a video with sensitive content that took place in his studio. He was criticized for leaving Treasure, claiming that he'll study music, but he came back as a solo artist. People think it's selfish that he left the group for his own advancement. I get it. Then he said he did not have time to speak with them about his departure, which indicates that he made this decision abruptly. I get it. Yeah, but now he's afraid. I mean, he knows what he did, definitely, because we start with the free of source. This is why I think that maybe, I see that he needs the help of others. He's like, sort of like trying to surround himself with other people or other artists. So maybe he's like, okay, they won't come at me, with full force because I'm hanging out with this person that is famous and the other person that is famous. I didn't know. I felt bitter because he said the Treasure's members were just colleagues, but like only a business relationship. Yeah, the thing is that they said it aloud. It's like we all can think about it. Yeah. I remember I once got offended when a coworker of mine was like, "I'm not here to make friends," and we had been colleagues for a very long time, and we were with other person, and she was like, acting like she was all self-sufficient, I'm not here to make friends. and we were with my other coworker, and because we know her that she, because when you're part of a team, you don't make yourself. You create a sort of rhythm. You create a dynamic with your coworkers. So I was so frustrated with the way she said it. She said it like, I think that, I'm not here to make friends. Like, come on, how many times have you asked us to lend you a client or to give you the opportunity so you can sell more because you were broke? So, those are the things that, you took advantage of our cooperation and our dynamic, and now because you're doing okay, you say that you don't need anyone. And I was like, okay, if we are not your friends and you're not here to make friends, go and talk to your other friends. The clients can be your friend. Go and talk to them. Bye. And she left, and we stood in there with my other, with the other coworker that we were a group. We were a group that we were like, okay, we have our differences, but it's not like we just were colleagues, because when she had to change schedules because one of her children were sick, we will cover for her. So it's not just about being colleagues. It's also about human interaction and decency. You rely on your colleagues. You rely on your colleagues a lot, especially when you ask them for personal favors. That has nothing to do with your role at the workplace. Yeah. Yeah, even if you're close with coworkers, they remain coworkers. Yeah, but there's some, we can still be coworkers, but we had been working together for long years, so we know each other's history. We were a staff of 10 people, 10 like a stable salesperson. So it's like a dynamic where you cannot do anything on your own. Like, yes, when you're in front of a client, you are on your own. But at the same time, every time you need to go to the bathroom, every time you need to take a break, every time you need to go and make a call, there's your coworker helping you out and being like, okay, I will cover for you. Because if it's just being a coworker, I will be like, no, I just do my hours and I will go home. I don't know how you will manage, but yeah, so. But I don't know in K-pop, guys, how is it? I don't know. I'm just giving like my the way she would say it, like sort of dismissing the meaning of a lot of things that we gave her as people, as humans. We gave her willingly so she could have a better day, or she would have more sales, or she would have more opportunities. When if it was just about being coworkers, we would have been like, no, I will take all my clients for myself, and if you miss them, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because also, the sales department also is very competitive, and it's all about performances. And they also, give you feedback accordingly to your performance, if you are selling well or if you're not selling well. And you can get fired if you have a low performance. So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. And also, guys, we would share a lot of things. Like, okay, it's your daughter's birthday? Okay, I will cover for you. Like, you take the day off. I will cover for you. Like, your children or your husband or whoever has fever? Okay, I will cover your shift. And those things, you only do it because, of course, you have. It's not someone that I'm not going to see anymore, in a few days. It's someone that I know for years. But she said it like she made herself. That's so annoying when, like the way she said it, so disrespectful, like sort of being like, oh, I only care about myself and like, I'm a self-made person. Yeah, sure. Yeah, diminishing the human aspect of the relationship. But yeah, guys, yeah, of course that when it comes to K-pop, yeah, definitely. There's a lot of factors and also there's a lot of competition. There's also something that happens. But yeah, and also, just like any dynamic, you may like the person, you may have your group, your favorite person or the colleague you like the most, and then you have people that you're like, okay, if you're not here, I don't care. If you don't come to work, I don't care. But for them, well, for us as well, because if someone would be absent, it sort of it interrupts the whole dynamic and we cannot work. We have to regroup. So it's so stressful. Okay. I'm going to read for twice Chaeyoung. For this 2024, for twice Chaeyoung. Oh, I pulled 6 cards. I was supposed to pull only 6, not only 5, but I pulled 6. Okay. Okay. Yeah, maybe this person here is his partner. Yeah, because we start with, for Chaeyoung, we start with the Nine of Cups, the Magician, Ace of Cups, Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands. I think that this spread is definitely talking to me about her relationship, and I don't want it because I wish you could tell me a bit more about her personal project or maybe music, but I don't see it. Okay, and then from the other deck, I have a Four of Cups, Contemplation. So, yeah, and also the Four of Cups for me is the apathy card. So definitely there's, with the kind of contemplation, I think that definitely showing me that this is a year where the cards are sort of asking Chaeyoung to observe what is going on in her life, probably in her personal life that is coming out to the public, because we start definitely very strong with the Nine of Cups and the Magician. So I think that when it comes to emotions and how she's feeling inside, there's a level of happiness, and actually she's so proud of herself, or she's so happy. Like if this has something to do with, you know, this relationship being known or being exposed, she actually feels a lot of pride. She's like, yeah, like if this is out, this is out. Like, you know, I actually, like, I'm happy. Like, this is my dream come true. I think that she's very much satisfied with how things are going in the relationship, and also maybe her connection with the fans or how people view this. I don't know, maybe people are happy for her, or maybe the fans are supportive. So there's something about her, I don't know, with the Nine of Cups as the first card, I get this very pride look of like, at the end, I got what I wanted. Like at the end, I think that there's a lot of pride coming from her. You know, it's not about bragging, but there's a sense of fulfillment. You know, like, yeah, at the end, I got what I want. I got what I want. You know, there's everything that is going on in her personal life and how things are being developed for her is like, this is what I wanted. This is what I want. This relationship, this being out. I think that she feels like this is something that she's open to share with people, or she's not. She doesn't feel restricted to be like, oh no, or even troubled and be like, oh no, people like shouldn't know about this. No, actually, she's so open. She's so open. She's like, yeah, I'm happy for me. I'm actually going through a very, you know, like if you want to ask me about my relationship, I will tell you. Like there's something about her to feel very happy and very emotional this year, very emotional. But I think that there's something about her thinking like there's a bit of manipulation coming from her. So I don't know if there's something about her and this connection that she's like, I sort of push things to go this way with this person, maybe with this man, but she's so satisfied. She's so satisfied. Like I don't know why it like. I think that for her, there's this feeling of like, at the end, I got what I wanted. So I don't know, maybe she insisted a lot to have this connection with him, or they came to an agreement, and for her, like, she was like, okay, this is what I wanted, and this is why I don't mind if the people knows. But also in here, I see the man. I don't know why, but he is in here. I see the guy, you know, and he's also going with the flow. They're very different in temper. Definitely, they're very different. Because for him, it's more like, you know, yeah, he's a very passionate guy. He's very authentic, but also he's very unpredictable. You know, the Knight of Wands is someone that probably I don't see him being, even though she feels like, oh, we can build so much together. Maybe for him, he's like, you know, I don't have time. I gotta go. I'm busy. or I have to go travel somewhere, so yeah, we'll talk. So I think that probably, the relationship it seems like everything is happening so fast, but there's a huge lesson in here for her. And I think that probably the first half of the year is all about bliss. It's all about like, I'm so happy, I have what I wanted, I'm with the person that I wanted, like I feel so happy. But then I see this. So it could be that then slowly she's starting to face certain things are starting to hit. I don't know if it's criticism. I don't know if this, probably if she starts having some issues with him, and this sort of blocks her way to connect with her craft or with her work. There's something with work. There's something with work that probably she wants to work on something, and also that she wants to work on the relationship, and there's something that is getting in the way. There's something that is like, no, not yet. Definitely see the age, if there's age difference, I do see it because he comes here as this knight, and it seems like a lot of love bombing here, a lot of love bombing, like, yeah, we'll go and see you, we'll be together, but then he disappears. Like initially it seems like everything is magic and fireworks. But yeah, then I can sort of see her like, I think that if she has some issues with him, this is going to affect her performance in the group. Because I think that she is already, like, this is why in the reading all I see is him. Because I think that she is so invested, or she's so focused on him and making him happy and like the relationship, and I think that she's like not paying attention to maybe other matters, maybe not just about what the audience says. It's more about like, okay, maybe about the group, future projects. I think that probably when it comes to the maybe if this is work, definitely she feels very overwhelmed. She feels very overwhelmed by the thought of working. Maybe this woman is tired. Maybe this woman is like, okay, yeah, she's staying because she's consistent. She's loyal and she's very stubborn, but there's something probably when it comes to career that I feel like a very heavy dissatisfaction, like probably like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, I really don't enjoy it. Like, I feel like she could actually make like, something, like being like, oh, I have a headache, I cannot go to work. Like something like this, because she's so tired. She's so exhausted. This is why I think that probably, for her to get away from this feeling, she concentrates on the love department. So, there's something about her like, I don't want to think about work. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And also she's so tired that everything probably about the idol life is so restrictive. It's so restrictive. And it's been a long journey, someone that, and also she's very young. In a spirit, I don't know how old she is, but it seems like if she started this with Twice, she started being very young. So if she acts like a teenager now, is the representation of all the oppression that she faced during the first years. It's like if she acts like a rebel teenager, it's because of this. It's because of all the exhaustion and all the things that she had to endure. Like, there's something about her, obviously she's not going to give up, but there's this feeling of like, I'm so tired. Like, is this my life? Like, she's annoyed. I wouldn't say tired. She is annoyed. It's like, I'm standing because I'm strong and I'm a stubborn person. Or probably she she remains for the group, but she's like, oh, this is not worth it. I'm so tired. And probably she's so angry. Like there's something, this is why I connect with her being a bit of a teenager, because I feel like she had like probably an anger that she couldn't express in the very early stages. There's something in her that this is why she can come out as being a bit erratic from time to time, because she cannot say it. She cannot say it. Definitely, this is very Taurus energy, because all the cards in here, I don't see swords. So definitely, Chaeyoung is not very good at verbalizing what is going on with her. But definitely, she feels the pressure. She feels the pressure all the time, all the time. She's not going to give up because she's very stubborn, but at the same time, she could be a bit bitter, or just having this, just feeling angry, or feeling like, you know when you're angry, but it's like this passive aggressiveness, like don't touch me, don't come near me, in wanting to sabotage things because she's so angry, something like this. She was 16 when she debuted. She's part of the Magna language, so Tui. Yeah, it feels like this. It feels like definitely for her. If you think about the work, I think that she's not enjoying it. For her is obligation. Of course, it's obligation, but I think that she feels like, okay, here I go again. I'm tired. Something like, I'm so like she had been sustaining this for so long, or maybe, because I see all these ones, definitely she is a passionate person. Like she's not lazy at all. It's just that I think that she's trying to connect with the fire. Like, I think that the fire that she possesses is more the fire of like, I'm annoyed. Like I cannot take it anymore. I'm annoyed. Like I'm in the final stages of like, I'm burnout. But yeah, probably, this relationship, it's a way for her to get some satisfaction in life. Because all the other things are all like heavy burdens placed on her. And how she should be, how she should behave, the way she should act, what she should do, what she shouldn't do. It's like, yeah, definitely she's dumb. But yeah, the Four of Cups, contemplation. See, this is why she's going to contemplate. Definitely she's, probably I don't see much. I mean, I could see activities with the group, but I see her like just moving her body. When you move your body, or when you have to go from here to here, and like you have to be active. But the hurt is not in there. Like she probably does it because it's part of something that she knows. But yeah, the Four of Cups is like probably she's contemplating, like, okay, maybe, like she's sort of starting to connect with this level of dissatisfaction, with this numbness. Like, am I supposed to live life like this all the time? It's funny, but another already said that her boyfriend was going to be a bad influence on her. Okay. I'm going to continue with Jennie and Woozi, 17 Woozi. Very heavy cards, like major arcanas, not major arcanas. Like definitely both of them are very sensitive to each other's energy, definitely. Okay. From Jennie's side, about Woozi, we have the Hermit, the Hierophant, and King of Cups. And then from Woozi's side, we have Death card, the Lovers, and Page of Wands. And the connection, we have the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords, and this would be Novice of Lighting. That would be like a Page of Wands exploration. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely from Jennie perspective, it's like with the Hermit and the Hierophant and also the King of Cups, could it be that that she's actually like friends with, because I see the Hierophant and I'm like, is this a company card? So I can sort of see it like her being friends with someone from Hive. But I also see him as the King of Cups in here. So I think that there could have been friends for a very long time. Maybe for all the 17 members, there had been friends. But with the Hermit as the first card, there's something from Jennie's perspective that either she's not allowed to say that she has a connection with them, or that she had came out with them, or that she knows him from before. But here I have the company, so definitely it's like her connection, that is supposed to be something very very secluded, very like not known. I see the company, and I also I see the company and I see him. So I think that maybe when she praises, if she mentions him, there's something about her also like praising the group, and in consequences praising Hive in this concept. So I think that definitely she's good friends. But since the Hermit card is the first one. there's something about her acting clueless, wanting to separate herself from people knowing. Probably she doesn't want to be like, oh, she's friends with people from Hive because, well, maybe because of the crazy behavior of other people, but definitely the company is here. So there's something about maybe first she knew some of the members, or she has a more close relationship with some members, and then there's him. But yeah, it's all also from her side. It's all like there's a lot of respect, and there's also a lot of protocol, because I see the company and there's a lot of protocol. So, and also from her side, since there's the hermit, there's a lot of like. It's not coldness, but it's like, I don't want to get too friendly because I don't know how people are going to take it. So there's a lot of formality, yeah, like I go and see you, or we hang out, or we mention each other, but I don't want others to know how well we get along, or maybe how long we had been friends, or there had been a connection. But since there's the company card in here, I think that they are part of a large group of friends, and it includes the company. Like, I think that, I wouldn't be surprised if she was in Hive or she entered Hive somehow. But yeah, I see her that she knows him because she knows others. So there could be her association with 17 in general, but maybe because there was an Instagram post, right? So there was something about people focusing on me wanting to read for her connection with Woozi. But I think that for her it's like, yeah, it's him and the company and everything that they represent. Maybe she's friends with Mingyu, who's friends with Jungkook. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Because I see this and I'm like, this is not Woozi, this is someone else. But they are all part of the same group, so yeah, I think that if she would have mentioned Mingyu, people would go crazy. So but yeah, definitely. But her as the hermit, I was like, oh my God, like she definitely, poor girl, she's definitely like is trying to be. She's trying to show her support because definitely there's like good vibes, but she's like trying to remain, very proper and very professional. I don't know, and just like even if she gets excited by hanging out with them, she acts like, oh yeah, like I'm just here because it's part of my schedule and there's nothing, like here trying to act cold because maybe she doesn't want people to associate or make assumptions of like, oh, if she hangs out or she knows this person, then she knows the other, and everything connects. And from Woozi's side, we have from Woozi is he a Scorpio? Because I know he's a Sagittarius. He gives me Sagittarius vibes, but he could be a Scorpio as well. We start with the Death card, so he's also very strong. It's like, this is why when I saw them, I was like, the Hermit and the Death card. And I was like, oh my God, these are two people that definitely they like each other, there's like a good relationship, but on the exterior, they want to act like, sort of limit the connection in front of others. So people be like, yeah, I know they talk, but I haven't heard anything from them before. They want to play mysterious. I guess it has to do with mysteriousness. Sort of eliminates any trait that could get people to be more excited or being like, oh, they're hanging out. Oh, here they are. Oh, like at least for him, he's like no. The Lovers and the Page of Wands. I definitely think that he wants to collaborate with Jennie. Because I see him like he already is working on a project. I mean, the guy is always working, he's always creating. But I think that he just, there's something about not him just being introverted. Probably he's a bit indecisive about his projects. Like, I believe he has it, but he doesn't know how to approach her. This is why I think that these two could get along very well, but because the both of them are so mysterious or awkward with each other, there's something about their energies just not matching in the moment. But definitely he's like, yeah, with the lovers he wants to collaborate. He wants to collaborate. It's just that I think that he's like, if he had maybe a project, he's like thinking about throwing it away. Or maybe he had an idea, he's thinking about eliminate the idea. Maybe because he already collaborated with Zico, so there's something about him like, oh, never mind. I will not insist on this. He already has too much to work on, for example, because he admires her very much. So there's, he comes here as the page. So there's something about him seeing himself as less. He's not that confident. He's probably, no, why? I don't want to bother her with my things. No. And it's all about perceptions more than, because with the Five of Swords and the Page of Wands, see, there's a potential of these two actually creating something together or collaborating in something. But there's this feeling of, I don't know, it feels like they don't speak the same language. Like either one is too quiet or the other one is too respectful that they don't go in deep in the conversation. And there's someone that is like, wants to say something. I think that there's someone that wants to invite the other person to like, do you want to do this with me? But they're like, no, I better do not say it because what if they say no? Or no, I don't want to bother them with this. So I think that they're wasting the potential because here we have the Page of Wands that it says exploration. Exploration. Definitely like it has to do with being brave. But probably one of them is not that brave to say the words. Zico actually mentioned that they have known each other for a long time. Maybe she doesn't want to be too friendly because her... If Woozi was born before 9 a.m., he's a Scorpio. After he's a Sag. Yeah, he does look like a Sag with some Scorpio placement. Yeah. But yeah, he is a bit fearful, like I think that there's something odd. Like they could actually like, at least in this moment, maybe if we wait for a bit, maybe things will get more like in their dynamic. They will get more harmonious. But now it seems like they don't. There's a weird communication. I don't know if someone is like saying something and the other one is agreeing, is like nodding, but silence. There's awkward silence, and it's like, okay, it was great to see you. Bye. Something like this. Okay, now I'm going to continue with, wait. I'm going to continue with Stray Kids at the Met Gala. How did they feel? How did they feel? Very disappointed, I would say. They are moving on from this. But initially, this wasn't a pleasant experience, I would say. For Stray Kids, how did they feel at the Met Gala? we start with the Judgment. Three of Swords, King of Swords, Four of Cups, and the other card, the Empress. So, yeah, I think that definitely because of these swords, the Three of Swords and the King of Swords, I think that they heard. They heard what they were saying. Like they heard the what people were shouting. They did understand, because there's a lot of cards of swords. So definitely they got the message. And because we start with the Judgment, so there's this strong. I think that for them this is not new actually, but I think that they were disappointed that it happened in there. I wouldn't say they weren't prepared. Actually, they were, but they were like, oh, so yeah, so this is how they work here. This is how they work here. Okay. The Judgment is definitely at the beginning. I think that maybe, if we see content or something like this, there could be a lot of smiles and them just be happy and just being, like trying to look his best. But I think that from the first moment, the preparation and even when they tried their clothes on and everything, they felt very judged. And honestly, very disappointed. Very disappointed. Like this wasn't a pleasant experience. Like this wasn't like this really felt. They felt the Judgment. Literally, they felt the Judgment, and I think that it's more sad because it feels like this Judgment. It's like it's not that things they were insulted to their faces. It's more like the attitudes. It's more like the whole day was off. The whole day was gray, I would say. It was like full of inconveniences, or just people being moody and just people being condescending and just people being like, so even themselves, maybe also some of the members weren't also them emotionally in the best place. I think that if they could have canceled it, they would have canceled it, because there's a lot of contradictions in here. There's a lot of disappointment. But in here, I have the King of Swords that I believe this is Chan. This is Banchan, the leader. And I think that he shows up in the reading to sort of stop the sorrow and stop the feeling of like, okay, guys, yeah, this wasn't the best situation. Like, actually, I also felt uncomfortable, but as the leader, I must tell you guys that we should move on, that we shouldn't pay attention. But I believe that this is going to impact the future relationships with either this or either the brand or the whole organization. There's something about them being like, I think that definitely Chan probably like spoke to someone about it, like being like, if this happens next time, we will not attend to something like this. Like, really, I feel like I just don't, whatever you have to offer me, I don't want it. Like an apology, like, and him talking from a place of authority, being like, if you have like apologies or if you have something, we don't want it. Like, I'm sure that they try to sort of lift up the mood, and they were like, guys, we have this for you. Do you want it? Like, do you want this? Like, they're like, no, thank you. Like, I already seen enough. I don't want to. I don't, no. But it's like, yeah, like actually, like we are not enjoying it. We are not enjoying it. And I think that he definitely comes as a place of authority, because it's like, okay, like, this is how they manage, this is how it is, this is how it is over there, this is the reality. And it's like, yeah, this was all we needed. We are not going to repeat this experience again. No. But, with the Empress, it says, the keyword, it says receive. So I think that definitely the Empress is like a great energy, because it's like, the guys were beautiful. When we think about the Empress, and also the abundance and the opening of opportunities, and the growing and expansion, definitely this was a great way for them to keep expanding their brand, their image, themselves, And I think that definitely the coldness of Banchan was very like, because I think that he already saw that some things were not very well. Some things were not okay from the beginning, from the start. And I think that he was like, okay, guys, like sort of reminding them that this is going to end soon. And probably like they are going to get a better gift. Like, like when you're like, okay, let's move on from this. Like, let's not stay in the uncomfortable feeling of like, wow, like, what is this? Like, we are the Empress. We create opportunities. So they are definitely going to receive more opportunities, probably better opportunities, and maybe more money. Also, the Empress is very luxurious. The Empress is like, and also it's beauty. So I think that also the Empress is like, guys, you actually, this was a great achievement for you. This was a great achievement. And you show your beauty to the world, or you show your abundance and your prosperity to the world. So sort of take it as a gift. Take it as a gift. Like it says here, receive. Receive it. Even if it's BS. Even if it's, because in here, I think that what I see here is more than disappointment, because it's not personal. But I think that definitely this shows you the coldness and the hypocrisy of that industry. That maybe they didn't have, all of them, the opportunity to actually be in that atmosphere and be like, oh wow, I thought that this was supposed to be funnier. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they thought that this was like a party, like this was going to be exciting. And no. It was cold. It was like, so like far away from like humane contact. I don't know. It just felt so gray, so like so awful, like so awful. This is why I think that when I see Banchan in here, it's like, guys, do not get stuck in that energy. We are not that. Do not get stuck. What we did was great. But yeah, I think that also this is, this poster is like, okay, whatever bad energy you're throwing my way or criticism, with my crossed arms, I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. But definitely I think that they were disappointed, because there's something about like, I thought that this was supposed to be a celebration, or I thought that, I think that maybe they were like a lot of smiles like in front of the camera, but once the cameras are off, there was this very heavy, judgmental, and a lot of hypocrisy. I don't know, just bad vibes. But yeah, the card of the Empress is like, you guys were amazing. So receive the outcome, not what you were experiencing in there. Afterwards, you're going to receive a lot of rewards. So take it. Yeah, there's the guy saying like, oh, I hope I don't get COVID. Like, oh, no, that man. Yeah, for BTS they also did it. Yeah, the paparazzis. I don't remember. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I know that man. I like. Oh yeah, they were so excited for Thor. Yeah, they were so excited. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. There's people that also were like reminding us that you also said, Samara. We were talking the other day that yeah, this is the paparazzis are like this. Had always been like this. I remember when they used to like follow Britney with their in her car. I remember they used to get in their way. And she was with her babies. I remember the babies were so young, and then they would take pictures, get in the way of what she was trying to get out of the like with her car, and they wouldn't let her, and they would shout awful things to her, like, oh my, like, oh. Remember she attacked one of them with an umbrella? I would have done the same. Like how can you not have like this visceral reaction of like, you know, even if you are a pacifist, like, you know, having their voices, their attacks, because they're verbal attacks, like, no. And also they get in your way. So it's, but yeah, it's also a reflection of what kind of industry they are. Because if they let these people, if they let them into this supposed to be this fancy event, and you let this kind of people in, okay, so this is what you are about. Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I already finished my questions. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I will see you again, guys. I will see you on Wednesday. That we're going to continue with the how are they in relationships, how they behave in relationships. So yeah, it's going to be fun. And if I missed some questions for next week, I will try to add them. But yeah, since you know this this series that we created, it had a lot of recommendations. I'm sure it's going to be a long live also. So I will try my best to start very early. So you know, also my phone battery doesn't die. But yeah, I hope to see you. I hope to see you next Wednesday. And yeah, I will create the community post and I will share it on Discord so you guys can leave your recommendations. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. Love you. Bye.